this would be a project-based video where I would be showing the demo of this project, what features this project has, what this project is all about, and what technologies and libraries are used in creating this video. And I would also be including the source code of this project inside the description of this video. So please look forward for that. So with that being said, let's get started with this project. So by this graphic, you probably have this idea about what this project is all about. Basically, this is a Pokemon database application. This would have all the data related to Pokemon, the moves, the items used in Pokemon universe across all Pokemon games. So all this data is powered by this open source API called pokeapi.com, link of which I would include in the description. So this is one of the APIs which I used a lot. It does not require authentication, so it's very easy to use. So whenever I feel like experimenting with APIs, open source APIs, this is one of those APIs which I look forward to. So definitely awesome API for me. So with that being said, let's check out some of the other features of this application. So if I click on Pokemon here, so I have all the data related to Pokemon available here. So I am fetching 20 items per page, and I'm not fetching all the data at once. I'm only fetching 20 items at once based on what page I am currently on. For example, if I change the page, so now I am on fourth page, and the data from indices 61 to 80 would be displayed. And if I change the page now, so this loader runs as long as the data is being fetched from the API, and once the data is available, that loader will go, and data in tabular form would appear here, as you can see. This also has the search filter, but it would only work on this particular page. So for example, if I try to search a Starmie, uh, okay, so I have this result here, and now all of these results are available once this search box is empty. So like I said, I'm not fetching all the data at once, so uh, only 20 items are available, so the search is performed on this page only across those 20 items available. I just did this for simplicity, uh, no other explanation. I just wanted to clear that out. So just let's move to the last page. So I have 56 pages here, 20 items per page. So that means more than 950 items were fetched. By the way, this API also includes data from the latest set of games called Pokemon Sword and Shield. But it is in the documentation that some data from this updated games, from this latest set of games, might have some problems in it. So let me test this API on this data if I want to see the details for Charizard. On this details page, I have basic stats for Charizard like height, weight, base experience. And if I click on show stats, it opens a modal where stats are displayed. Stats like HP, attack, defense, special attack, speed is displayed. Uh, so let me return to the details page. And here we have list of moves which this Pokemon can learn through various means. Uh, for example, this wing attack, as soon as Charizard is evolved, I mean Charmeleon is evolved into Charizard, this it learns this move through level up method. And for example, if I take Body Slam, you have to have a TM, as it is known in Pokemon universe, to teach Charizard this move. So uh, this is how moves are taught in Pokemon games. So moving forward, if I check out the details page for a given move, I have the accuracy of the move, type of the move which is normal, power of the move which is 40, and PP, this is the number of times this move can be used inside Pokemon games. And this move appeared first in Generation 1, and the information regarding this move, it is basically it inflicts regular damage, no special effects. Okay, I understand a lot of these terminologies might not be familiar if you are not uh, well versed with the Pokemon universe concepts, but that's okay. Uh, I've played Pokemon games a lot in my childhood. I used to spend countless hours like crazy and playing Pokemon games like Crystal, Red, Fire Red, Emerald, Ruby, Sapphire. So I'm feeling really nostalgic about it. So, anyways, moving forward, let me check the items page. I have pagination and filter, search filter like the other pages, Pokemon and moves. And for the details page, if I click on details, notice is applied here, and you have the item name, the category name to which this particular item belongs to, the cost in Pokemon Universe, $800, 800 rupees, I don't know, whatever. Info, what this item is used for. Uh, so these information is available directly from the API which I am using. So let me return to the items page. That's pretty much it for this project. And let me quickly talk about the tech stack briefly before I close this video. So this video is, I mean, this project, I'm very sorry for that. This project is created using Vue.js, which is one of the three most popular front-end web frameworks used nowadays, with React and Angular being the other two. Vue also happens to be my favorite front-end framework for various reasons. First off, which is it's very simple compared to React and Angular. And for this UI, I have used something called Vue Tailwind. It uses it uses Tailwind CSS framework on top of Vue.js uh, to provide these components. Like this pagination component is directly powered by a Vue Tailwind package. The model which I showed, the model here, this is powered by Vue Tailwind package. So Vue Tailwind package makes things like these very simple. So I will talk about these things more in the next part of this series. Uh, b- Basically, the first part was just about uh, showing you the features of this application. Okay, I think it's right time to close this video here. So if you like my videos, if you find those videos informative, please support me. Please hit the like button and please subscribe to my channel for more contents related to web development, especially project-oriented contents. So with that being said, goodbye for now, and thanks for watching this video.